Hi mga kawawmat! In this video, we will identify whether or not an expression is a perfect cube, and we will factor the sum and difference of two cubes completely. So first, let us tell whether the following number is a perfect cube or not. So sasabihin natin kung ito bang mga numbers na to ay perfect cube o hindi. Okay, let's start. So 8, is it a perfect cube or not? Yes, this is a perfect cube because this is 2 times 2, 4 times 2, that is 8. Next, 25. This is not a perfect cube because this is just a perfect square. Next, 64. This is a perfect cube because of 4 times 4, 16. 16 times 4, that is 64. And then 40, this is not a perfect cube. 27, it's a perfect cube because of 3 raised to 3. So 3 times 3, 9 times 3, that is 27. 60 is not. 125 is a perfect cube because of 5 raised to 3. 5 times 5, 25 times 5, that is 125. Next, 72 is not. 216 is a perfect cube because of 6 raised to 3. And then number 10, 343, this is also a perfect cube because of 7 raised to 3. Next, let us try to evaluate each exponential notation. So, meron ditong mga perfect cube. So, ano ang sagot if we're going to evaluate the following exponential notation? So, let's have the first one. 2 raised to 3 or 2 cube. So, yan ay magiging 2 times 2, that is 4, times 2, that is 8. So, 2 cube is equal to 8. 3 cube, so that is 3 times 3, 9 times 3, that is 27. So, 3 cube is equal to 27. 4 cube, that is 4 times 4. 16 times 4, that is 64. So, 4 cube is equal to 64. 5 cube, we have 5 times 5, 25. Times 5, that is 125. So, 5 raised to 3 or cube, that is equal to 125. 6 cube, we have 6 times 6, 36. Times 6 is 216. And 7 cube, we have 7 times 7, 49 times 7, that is 343. So, 7 cube is equal to 343. Okay, so in this video, we will focus on how to factor sum and difference of two cubes. So first, let us focus first on sum of two cubes. Okay, so kapag ang given ay x cube plus y cube, so kapag ito ang nakita nyo na given, okay, so ibig sabihin sum of two cubes siya because of this. So, paano natin siya ifa-factor? Using this form. So, tatandaan lang na ang x natin dito, that is your first term. Yung y natin, that is your last term. Okay. So, itong mahaba na to, ito ang factored form niya. So, ito ang palatandaan dyan. Pag nakita nyo na ang given ay x cube plus y cube, ang factored form niya ay itong product of x plus y, which is your first term plus last term, and then x squared, o i-square natin yung first term natin, minus the product of first term and last term, plus the square of your last term. So, ito lang ang susundan. Again, x refers to your first term, y refers to your last term. Okay. So, therefore, our factored form, kapag ang given ay x cube plus y cube, dapat ang factored form niya ay x plus y times x squared minus xy plus y squared. Let's have an example. Okay, I have here a cube plus 64. So, unang gagawin, dapat maging x cube plus y cube muna siya. So, we will rewrite this as sum of two cubes. So, we will have a raised to 3 and then 4 raised to 3. Bakit 4? Kasi cube dapat muna siya. So, bakit 4? Kasi 4 times 4, 16 times 4, 64. So, etong a na to, yan ang magiging x natin. Etong 4, yan ang y o yung last term natin. So, dapat alam natin kung ano ang first term at ang last term. Okay, now, we will now supply the missing terms. So, ito yung factored form natin, 'di ba? Susundan lang natin to. Okay, so ayan. Supply natin yung missing terms. Ano nga ulit yung x? That is a plus y. Ano yung y? That is 4. And then x squared. Ano yung x? So, magiging a squared minus, what is your x? A. Your y is 4. So, ita-times natin yan mamaya. And then, your last term, that is y. So, that is 4 squared. So, we will now have the factored form of a plus 4 times a squared minus, i-times natin si a times 4, that will become 4a, plus, yung 4 squared, evaluate natin, so 4 times 4, that is 16. Next, I have here 8b cubed plus 27c cubed. Okay, first, rewrite as sum of two cubes. So, kailangan mag-x cube, y cube muna siya. So, paano natin gagawin? I-ready na natin yung pattern. Okay, so, ano yung number na kapag tinimes mo ng 3 beses by itself, we will have a product of 8. That is 2, diba? So, 2 times 2, 4 times 2, that is 8. And then yung b na lang siya. Kasi, b, tapos may exponent siya sa labas na 3, so that is b cubed. Next, so again, ito naman ay 3 kasi 3 times 3, 9 times 3, 27. And then c na lang kasi c cube yon, may cube na tayo sa labas. Okay, so again, your 2b now will become your x o yung first term. Yung 3c mo will become your y or yung last term. Okay, so we will now supply the missing terms. So, following this form or factored form, so, supply lang natin. Yung x natin ay 2b plus y. What is your y? 3c. And then, x squared. So, sinusundan lang natin tong factored form, ha? So, x squared natin, ang x natin ay 2b. And then, minus x is 2b, y is 3c. Ita-times natin yan mamaya. And then, y, your last term is 3c. So, we now have the factored form of 2b plus 3c times, so, ito, bakit siya naging 4? Kasi ang nakalagay doon, 2 squared, diba? So, 2 times 2 is 4, and then b squared, minus, ita-times natin ito si 2b times 3c. So, 2 times 3 is 6. And then, copy the variables, which is b and c. And then, plus, so 3 squared, simplify natin si 3 squared, that is 3 times 3, kaya siya naging 9. And then, c squared. So, we now have 2b plus 3c times 4b squared minus 6bc plus 9c squared. So, ito ngayon ang factored form natin. Okay, punta tayo sa difference of two cubes. Pag sinabing difference, anong pagkakaiba niya dun sa nauna? Minus lang siya. Okay? So, kapag ang given natin ay x cube minus y cube, ito naman ang factored form natin. So, magpapalit lang tayo ng sign. Magiging x minus y, x squared plus xy plus y squared. So, ito naman. Sign lang yung pinalitan natin. Kanina, x plus y yon. Ito ngayon, x minus y na. Kanina, minus xy, ngayon plus xy na siya. Okay? So, again, ganun ulit. This is our first term, yung x. Y, yan ang ating last term. And then, ganun ulit. Just copy the first and last term for your first product, binomial. And then, square natin yung first term, multiply natin yung first and last term, and then square ulit natin yung last term. Okay, you just have to follow this format or form. Okay, so we now have the factored form x minus y times x squared plus xy plus y squared. So, this is our factored form. Ito lang yung susundan natin na path. Let's have an example. So, factoring difference of two cubes. So, again, difference kapag ang given natin ay x cubed minus y cubed. Minus na siya. So, first, 27c cubed minus d cubed. So, first is you're going to rewrite as difference of two cubes. So, we will have 3c. 3 kasi 3 times 3, 9 times 3, it's 27. And then c na lang kasi c cube lang naman yon. And then sa d, so since d cube lang siya, d na lang kasi we already have cube dun sa labas ng ating parenthesis. So, this will serve our first term. And then this is our last term. So, let us now supply the missing terms using this factored form. Okay? So, supply natin. Your x is 3c. Your y or yung last term natin is d. Again, x squared ulit. So, x is 3c. And then x, 3c times y, which is your d. And then y is d. So, let us simplify. So, we now have 3c minus d times 3c squared. So, yung 3 natin, 3c squared, 3 squared is equal to 9 because 3 times 3. And then c squared plus 3c times d. So, that will become 3cd plus d squared. Next. So, we have 8e cubed f raised to 6 minus 125g cubed. So, first, rewrite as difference of 2 cubes. So, we now have 2 because 2 times 2 is 4 times 2, that is 8. Kaya 2 na lang siya. And then, e. E kasi e cube lang naman yon. And then, f squared kasi yung squared natin dito, 2 times 3, kaya siya 6. Okay? So, next, 125, that is 5. Because of 5 times 5 is 25 times 5, that is 125. And then g na lang because it's only g cubed. So, again, this will be our first term and this will be our last term. So, let us now supply the missing terms following this factored form. So, supply natin, our x is 2ef squared. Our y is 5g. And then x again, we have 2ef squared. And then x times y. So first we have 2ef squared. And then times y, we have 5g. And then 5g for our y squared. So let us now simplify. So we will now have 2ef squared minus 5g times, so, simplify natin si 2 squared, that will become 4. And then, e squared, f raised to 4 tayo ngayon. Kasi f raised to 2 yon. Plus, 2 times 5, yung ating middle term. So, magiging 10. And then, e f raised to 2, g. So, copy lang natin yung mga literal coefficient natin. And then, plus, 5 squared is 5 times 5. That's why it became 25. And then g squared. So, this is now our factored form. Next. I have 64 minus p raised to 6. So, rewrite as difference of 2 cubes. We have 4 cubed because 4 times 4, 16. 16 times 4, that is 64. And then, since p raised to 6 ito, so ano ita-times natin sa 3 para maging 6? So, p raised to 2. So, again, 4 is our first term, y is our last term. Supply the missing terms using this factored form. So, we now have our x, which is 4, y is p squared, x again is 4, and then xy, we have 4 and p squared. And then y is p squared. So we now have the factored form. 2 plus p times 2 minus p. Saan nakuha ito? Because 4 minus p squared is the sum and difference of 2 squared. Okay? So, itong 4 minus p squared is the sum and difference of 2 squares. So, pwede pa natin siyang i-factor. Okay? And then, punta tayo sa susunod. 4 squared is 4 times 4, that is 16. Plus 4p squared, ita-times natin siya. And then p raised to 2 times raised to 2, so that will become p raised to 4. So this is now our factored form. 2 plus p times 2 minus p times 16 plus 4p squared plus 4p raised, p raised to 4.